Hello everyone, it's Rosie here. Today I want to share a project that I've been working on for the past 2 weeks. It's an inspiration by a book, a children's book that I read when I was a child. And so the name of the book is The Secret Garden. And let me show you what the front cover looks like. Okay, and the book is written by Frances Hodgson Burnett. Okay, so this book is about a little girl named Mary who lived in her uncle's manor, and one day she was walking outside out of boredom and she found a bird, a robin bird, and it seemed like the bird flew over a wall, and then she got curious and went in and looked for the door to this garden, and she found a key to the door, and the door was hidden behind vines, and she entered this garden, and it was a rose garden. So let me show you. So this is my take on that little story. Okay, I also want to show you all the supplies that I've used on this project and where I got them from. So it may take a little while to show you everything, but I'll try my best to make it brief. Okay, so I prepare a tray here with everything that I've used on this project. Okay, there we go. There, okay. Alright, so I bought this clutch, a satin clutch, at an antique store in Pennsylvania. And actually I bought, I don't know, probably 5 of them. I can't remember. But then I got an idea, and let me see what fabric I started off with. Okay. Oh, here we go. All right. So I found this doily. It was a table runner, and it's sheer, and it has I don't know if you could see, but it has these little flower wagons and a little flower pot and gardening tools. So I thought, okay, this is great for this kind of project because it's about a garden. It's about flowers and the outdoors. Okay, so I wrapped this whole clutch with this doily, table runner. Okay, and then I continued working each and every section. So here is the back of my clutch, and I wanted to keep it on the simple side. So all I did was I created a pocket with this corded lace. Okay, and just to mention, most of the laces were previously tea-dyed, with the exception of a few that I'll show you later. Okay, then I created a trim here on the edge of the pocket with this lace, this pearl trim. Okay, and then I continued to attach this trim here, and that is from, oh well, let's see, where is that? Well, that came from my stash. I don't think I had any more of that. That's why it's not here. Okay, It's came from my stash. This one came, yeah, this came from my stash. I can't even remember where I got this from. Then I got this, I attached this, this piece of lace. Here we go. This one. Okay. And oh, here's this, just a little piece that I had left over from this trim here. Okay. And this flower I got from my haul a couple of weeks ago at Mood Designer Fabrics, and it was this color. I mean, it was white originally, so I tea-dyed it. Okay, and then on the bottom, as a dangle, I didn't want it to be too long because it's a pretty good size clutch. I wanted to keep it at this length, so I attached this trim here. I got this on eBay. Alright, the next, we'll go on to the next section. Okay, let's see. Here's the next section. Okay, here I created pockets. Here's one pocket. Here's the other one. And I also created a secret compartment, like a little pocket that goes from the side and it goes across to the other side. So there. Okay, and for this pocket I used this fabric here, which I got at Mood, and I also attached this trim here. Oh well, let me open. Okay, I attached this trim, which was also tea-dyed, and I got this trim from KS For You, and that was back in February. I don't know if they still have it. And I attached flat back pearls wherever I could, to create centers for the flowers. So flat back pearls. It comes in a package of multiple sizes, and this is from Michaels. And if you use your 40% off coupon, which is, they always have one, it's a good deal. This will last a long time. Okay, then I applied these this trim here, which is this one, and this came from my stash. I had it for a long time. I can't even remember where I got it from. Okay, same here, 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 and the corner. On the bottom here, I attached this one, this trim, and this. I think I got this from eBay. Yeah. And then here on the top, I cut a piece from a little trim. This trim. Okay, so this is when the snippets come on handy. So never throw out your snippets. Don't waste. I don't waste anything. Okay, I cut this piece from there, and this one came from another trim that I don't have anymore. And this here is a vintage earring with a teardrop pearl. Thought that was so cute. So that's this page. And oh, here I also attached this trim. This one, which is really, really sheer and very delicate. I got this from Mood. And that's it for this part. Then on to the next section. I created an extra pocket. Well, originally, of course, it came with this pocket, but I created this extra pocket here with the sheer doily that I showed you initially. And then I wanted this to have a nice finish, so I attached this trim with flowers, which let's see, just this one here. Hold on, this one right here. This one came from Joann's Fabrics. It was very inexpensive. Okay, then I put on the next pocket, I put this this trim, which I think it also came from Joann's. I'm not sure. I don't know if I have any more, but oh, here. Okay, that's from, I think it's from Joann's. If not, it's from eBay. Okay, then I attached this trim. This trim came already with these flowers, little rosettes, and with the iridescent rhinestones. And since it's a children's inspired project, I thought it was cute to add these colors onto the project. I also created these two pockets here, okay, using this lace, and this I got from Hobby Lobby. And I attached this applique, pearl applique from my stash, and also this little flower here and this little flower. I had to apply these two flowers here because in order to allow the ribbon to come through the first, this layer of pocket, and since I didn't want this fabric to run, I had to apply these two flowers to give it a nice finish and to stop the fabric from running. Okay, so throughout the entire clutch, I attached this trim, pearl trim, on each side and throughout the whole thing. And that came, that's this trim here. I believe this came from Hobby Lobby. Yes, from Hobby Lobby. Okay. Oh, and this trim here, I forgot to mention, it came from eBay. Yeah, eBay, but it didn't have these pearls here. I had to attach each and every one. Okay, then okay, there's something else I want to mention. I wanted to attach an image here that showed an idea of a secret garden, but I didn't want it to be so bold. So my son gave me the idea to attach the image of a garden onto a little bag or something that one could insert into the pocket. That way I wouldn't have to give up the idea of this image. So I came up with this little bag that goes inside, and you could still see it because it's the bucket is so sheer, but it's not It's not bold. Once it's inside, you notice that it's more subtle. So this idea here was my son's, and I have to give him credit for it. It's the right thing to do. So here we go. I printed this image on silk, and then I attached these little flowers that I cut from this trim. As you can see, it's a little different, but I cut the flowers from it. Okay, then these little rosettes I couldn't find anywhere the way I wanted, but then I went to a fabric store out on Long Island, and it's in Westbury. It's called Family Fabrics, yeah. And I bought this fabric. I'll show you. Okay, there we go. I bought this fabric, and I cut each and every vine out of this fabric. That took a long time, and this was what I came out with, these little vines with the little rosettes. So I use these here, okay, right here. Okay, by the way, the lady at this fabric store is so nice. Her name is Anna, in case you guys want to visit that shop. Hi, Anna. So, and then these here, little clusters of little rosettes. Here's the spool. I bought this from Hobby Lobby. Okay. So I cut little pieces and attach them to this little bag. So this little bag used to be a doily, like a rectangular doily, but it had a very interesting shape. So here's the back. So it had an interesting shape because it didn't go all the way to match the back. So I came up with the idea of attaching this doily, which is this one here. It's a sheer doily. I got this from an antique shop in Pennsylvania, and this doily came from the same place. Then same thing here. I attached the little rosettes, and I thought the brooch was really nice there, like a little cameo. And I think that's kind of part of the story, kind of like the lady who used to own the Secret Garden. Okay, so I'm happy that I didn't have to give up on this image, because this image to me is what a secret garden should look like in my head. So, and then it's subtle once you put it in the pocket. It's subtle because of the sheer fabric. It's not so bold. Okay, so next page. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so here is the next page. Alright. So in the story, like I said earlier, Mary, the little girl, was looking, she was wandering on the outside of the manor, and this little bird, robin bird, flew over the wall that seemed to be the wall of a garden. And then she was curious and got closer and closer, and she found the key. But first, before we do anything else, before I go on, I want to show you something I created here. On the ribbon that ties the clutch together, I created these endings with this trim, using this trim. So I just folded it in half and attached it and put pearls on the side and attached it on the bottom. And I got this from KS4U, and that was back in February. Okay, I looked everywhere for this little guy, but I had no luck. So I came up with my own. And this is the little bird, the little robin. Okay, here we go. Okay, I used, first of all, I made a drawing. This is my drawing of the little bird, and then I traced it onto this ivory velvet. I traced on the back of it. So then I had the template. Then I cut the image of the bird, and I needed to create like an edge to give it more definition. So I used these little excess pieces from a trim that I had cut. So this is what I used to create a kind of to outline the birdie. Okay, and these things I cut from this trim, and I thought this trim was kind of crazy on one side and I didn't like that, so I cut these out, and then I thought I could use these little things for something, and I'm so glad I saved it because they became these things here, and they served a good purpose. Now I can make my own appliques if I can't find what I want. It was hard to find something like this, and especially in this size. So so that's it. And then for the wings, I used an applique they were leaves, and then for his eye I used these little seed beads that I got from, I think I got this from Hobby Lobby. And I attached the bird onto a flower. Let's see, I got these flowers from Mood. So, and I wanted it to have a nice finish in the back, nice finish, and then here too. So there goes the little bird inside the little pouch. There we go. And then here I created the little key. It looks like a vintage key. I bought this from Hobby Lobby. It was this color, but I gessoed. I painted it with gesso and white, because gesso I realized comes in different colors, but I used white. And I attached it with one of these little strings there, and I put a little flower and a pearl onto the white flower. Okay, same thing here. I wanted it to have a nice finish, and the key goes in the little pouch. I think this was a cute detail that's part of the story, but part of the little book. Okay, so I wanted to show you those things first. So in the story, the door was covered with vines, and then Mary found the door because the wind blew and it kind of moved the ivy. And so let me show you how I built this. Okay, I used this trim right here that I got from Mood. I got it and I used it up here. I had to cut it because, as you can see, this is a double row, so I just needed one row. Okay, then I use this trim, which I don't have anymore. This came from my stash from long ago, and the thread around each flower and vine is shimmery, like a silver, yeah, kind of like a silver, but it's very subtle, very, very lovely. And then I attached this trim that I got from Mood right here. Okay, I attached this trim and these little trims that I cut from a snippet trim that I had somewhere. Okay, then the wind blew oh, and I wanted it to keep kind of intertwined, because kind of mimicking nature. So I cut this trim in order to allow these leaves to come out and intertwine with these. Okay, so the wind blew and it revealed something. So here's the other part of the trim, and this trim underneath is one that I had in my stash, and I attached it to each flower in the back. So then that creates another layer, and there's the door. Okay, then as you can see here, I created a little keyhole right there with, again, with this thread, and I hand sewed this glass flower that I got from Etsy. I got it from a vintage shop. Okay, so in order to create this door, I had to do a draw and a template, and I used this satin. I can't remember where I got this satin from, but you could find it anywhere. And then I used this trim that I got from Mood, and I wish I had gotten more, but they didn't have any more. So this is the part of the door, and I didn't want to tea dye it because I really like the contrast between the champagne satin and this white trim. So here on the edge of the door I attached, let's see, oh, here, this trim. I believe, I don't know where I found this, but I think it was on eBay. Okay, so that went all the way around the door, and I created hinges for the door. Okay, and I wanted them to have a nice finish, so I attached these flat back pearls, and for the hinges I used this trim that I can't remember. I think I found this at Michaels. Okay. Okay, so when you open the door, oh, before we do that, I also attach these little appliques. They're leaves that I cut from this applique, and I got this Joann's fabric store. And okay, so inside also I fussy cut a flower, I mean a rose, and I attached it to the middle of the door. So you open the door, and that's what a secret garden should be like to me. Okay, so I framed the door, I mean the entrance, with the trim I showed you before, same trim as I used for the door. And but before doing that, I attached this image that I printed on silk, and here I used the little rosettes that I showed you earlier, that I got from Family Fabrics, and these little flowers that I got from Hobby Lobby. And then I also attached this trim, which is, I don't have, oh here, yeah, it's this one, but it was tea dyed, and this I got from Mood. And then I also attached pearls to the centers of the flowers. I cut these from the same trim as here, and I attach them here and here, and also here and there. Okay. Also, I applied this trim like I mentioned before throughout the whole clutch. And here's a little surprise. This is a pocket, sheer pocket, and this is also a pocket here. Okay, and another surprise, the door is not just a door. This is a pocket. It's a pocket that could hold a loved one's picture, and this one too is a pocket that you could put a picture or whatever you want in there. And here in the middle I created an extra pocket to hold, I don't know, whatever you may consider precious, maybe a love letter. And I wanted it to have a nice finish on the edge inside, and because I didn't want the fabric to fray, so I used this trim again, and I wanted it to have a nice finish where I hand sewed, so I attached this little flower. Okay, so here we go. That's it. This is my project that took a long time, but I'm not I'm not a super fast crafter. I'm sure that a lot of you can whip this up in no time, but I'm happy with the result. Okay, here are the images that I printed on paper first before I could print them on fabric. So because I wanted to kind of make sure it is what I want. So that's it basically, and I hope you like it. And if you have any questions, please ask me in the comments down below. And here we go. Let me see. I want to show you more details, okay? there's the image, the door, the pockets, and this flaps in the back. I know this video may be a little bit long, but I just wanted to give this project its proper time, since it was very tedious. So here it is. Okay, like I said, I hope you like this project, and if you do, please comment, and if you have any questions, ask me on the link, on the comment section. And thank you for your time. Until next time, bye bye.